Hello everyone, today I want to bring my last message on the series on Pilgrim's Progress. Did you know that Pilgrim's Progress is claimed to be the second best-selling book of all time, apart from the Bible? But sadly, in the day that we live, it's not so well read. But as a Christian, our growth can be somewhat fragile without the truths that are in this book. Many Christians today come to faith under the illusion that making a commitment to Jesus Christ means that all your problems go away, and your experience should be peace and joy daily, and if something goes wrong, then God has perhaps abandoned you, or worse still, is punishing you. If you're thinking like that, when a trial comes, or and it can even be a Christian friend who hurts you in some way, you are on quite fragile ground. I'm not saying that we should have a negative expectancy in life, and problems and trials are going to come our way all the time, but I've yet to meet an experienced Christian who has not gone through trials. The overall message of the book is that we are on a pilgrimage, and it is an adventure. But we read there's problems and difficulties, and our hero, Christian, has to go through and overcome these again and again. And it's part of his Christian journey. Today, we join Christian as he passes through one of these trials, and it's called the Valley of the Shadow of Death. As he passes through with a drawn sword, he goes by a deep ditch and a dangerous swamp. The pathway is so narrow and dark that Christian has a tough time staying on it. He's struggling to avoid slipping into either the ditch or the swamp. At times, when his sword isn't much help to him, he seeks an even more powerful weapon in his armoury, and that is the weapon of prayer. He cries out, "O Lord, I implore you, deliver my soul," quoting from Psalm 116 verse 4. There's a time where he thinks of going back, and that's when he hears the voice of another traveller on the path. "Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me," and that's from Psalm 23 verse 4, of course. This situation of God pulling away and leaving Christian in perhaps a perilous place is interestingly captured for us in another Christian classic, The Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. Those familiar will know that it's a book about a chief demon and his letters to his protege Wormwood. He's talking to his protege and teaching him, trying to how to tempt his subject, a Christian who is trying to walk faithfully. And in the extract that I'll read, God is referred to as the enemy. This passage is really helpful in lifting the lid on the unseen world that you and I live in, and how the spiritual force is looking on it. First of all, it's talking about God here, and it says, He, God, cannot tempt to virtue as we do to vice. He wants them to learn to walk, and must therefore take away his hand. And if only the will to walk is there, he is pleased even with their stumbles. Do not be deceived, Wormwood. Our cause is never more in danger than when a human, no longer desiring but still intending to do our enemy's will, looks around upon a universe from which every trace of him seems to have vanished, and asks why he has been forsaken, and yet still obeys. That's a powerful passage there from the Screwtape Letters, and C.S. Lewis, the way he conveys it is so powerful. But back to Pilgrim's Progress, the lessons that we can learn in this passage of the Valley of the Shadow of Death are immense. There's three I want to draw out for you. Firstly, valleys are part of our normal journey. Secondly, we come to understand that there are other travellers with us on the path. And we understand that God is the most important traveller with us, going with us and will never forsake us, although everything around may seem dark and sombre. Our perseverance brings glory to God, and it also shows victory over the enemy. And thirdly, we can be greatly encouraged as we read how Christian comes out of the valley, exclaiming, or quoting from Amos 5:8, he turns the shadow of death into the light of morning and makes the day dark as night. And it's a cry of worship. It's a cry that cries out, our God is in control, no matter what's going on around me, and I will continue to trust in him alone. Have a fantastic day. God bless you.